All right, guys, just wanted to say that we filmed this podcast over Zoom, so the audio isn't great. Obviously, we can't film a podcast in person at the moment. So yeah, it's my first try at a podcast, so don't be too harsh on me. Expect to see episodes coming out weekly. And yeah, comment below if there's any questions you'd like me to ask the next guest for the next podcast. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Welcome, guys, to the Next Gen podcast. I'm here with my first guest, Ben Cabango. If you guys want to know what the Next Gen podcast is, basically I'm just going to be sitting down speaking to young professional footballers about their career so far. Quick intro to Ben. So Ben's a 19-year-old professional footballer, plays for Swansea and World Under-21s. And I'm pretty sure you made your debut versus Northampton in the FL Cup. Am I right in saying?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Go. Research is on point. And since made 13 appearances in the Championship. And yeah, just firstly like to congratulate you, man. Like, breakthrough season, unbelievable, man.
Yeah, exactly. I was never expecting it this season either. Just like I thought it would just be like a little building season for me, playing in the 21s, and then hopefully just in so often with the first team, and then just trying to push for it. But obviously, the last few months for me has been amazing, just to break through into the first team, and I've like solidified my spot there for the last like 5 games as well. But obviously, with this coronavirus now, it's sort of stopped it now. But yeah, hopefully after all this is done, hopefully I can just get that spot again.
100%, mate. It's mad because in December I came home and I was working for the VAR. You know, like Hawkeye, they do all the VAR stuff.
Yeah.
My first game was Swansea Middlesbrough. You were playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I swear.
I remember that.
Yeah, I think you won 3-1, didn't you? I think AU scored maybe.
I remember they went down to 9 men, and it was just like, yeah, it was just carnage.
Mate, honestly, it's just mad. Like, what? It's mad because, well, people watching this now, they're not going to know that we went to school together as well. It's mad, but
yeah, exactly. I know.
It was a bit of an age gap, so we didn't really we didn't even play football together, did we? Really? Because obviously there was 3 years between us, but to be fair, you didn't really start playing footy, did you, till you were like year 7? Am I right in saying that?
Well, I didn't take it seriously until quite late because I was just playing for Maindy, and then I went for a trial at Newport, and I was just playing rugby and football when I was at Newport, and then obviously we played a game against Swansea, and then they've asked me to come down. So then since I've joined Swansea, I just had to make a decision then between football and rugby, and obviously being at Swansea, I'm going to pick football, and I obviously love to play football as well. So it was no brainer, but then it's paid off.
How are you coping without footy at the moment, like?
Yes, it's difficult not having a routine. Obviously, we're usually in a structure of waking up, then going training, eating, and coming home. But now it's just like obviously I'm waking up at like 11 o'clock, not doing anything until about 12, then rolling out of bed, then maybe doing some exercise, and that is it's difficult. It's just different. I prefer the routine of obviously I love playing football every day as well, and it's hard to stay active because we know this break's going to be another maybe 5 weeks, and then we got to get straight back into it. So it's another case of we can't look at this as a break. It's like you just got to build into the end of the season, because obviously we're looking at playoffs right now. We're 2 points from 6, so it's all to play for when we get back. So we just got to make sure we're all just ready to go as soon as we get back.
Definitely. What have you been doing to keep fit?
It's hard. Yesterday I went up to the sand. Obviously,
I've been up there with Pretend. Oh,
I'm telling you, I was doing them yesterday. I was struggling. So yeah, I got to top it up on my fitness now. But yeah, it's hard. I try to keep doing different things, staying active, because I find just running boring. I can't really do it by myself. So it's hard to change it up in that.
Yeah, I've been trying to go for runs and that. Like, I just can't. It's just different because we play football. So like, we don't mind running because it's just part of the game. Like, but then when we're just told to just go for a run, when there's no involved, it's mad. Psychologically, it's weird. I find it really hard.
It's so hard to get motivated as soon as the ball's gone. You're just running for the sake of running. It's
mad, mate.
It's crazy for me.
Oh, mate, honestly, I can relate so much. Right, second question I've got is, how did you find the jump from playing Welsh Prem with TNS And then, obviously there's been a gap in between, but I mean, what is the standard like between Welsh Prem and Championship?
Before I went to TNS in the Welsh Prem, I was like more of an immature footballer, I'd call myself, and like obviously not developed as much because I was 18 at the time. So I just went there trying to something new because Alan Tate really got me to move there. He told me it would really help me. So I obviously listened to him because he's been a big help to my career so far. And then I've gone there and then it was Champions League straight away. So obviously that was a really good test. And I wasn't really expecting it. Like as soon as I went there, I didn't even know they were in the qualifiers for Champions League and that. So that was a big, like, good surprise for me. Playing in them games was quality, playing against good opposition in different countries and that with like their fans, stuff like that was the first time I ever like had something like that, and it really like opened my eyes. And then first game of the season was against Connors Key. So I know like what type of team they were, but like before the game, it was like everyone was like getting up for it. And I was like, what, is this a rival game or something? And everyone was like, yeah, like don't even know in that. I was like, nah. And then we were just watching clips on them and that, and then they were literally just long ball. And that's what my weakness was, I think, in like physicality and like in the air, just heading and stuff. So I basically thrown in the deep end straight away, and that's what I went to TNS to improve, and that's what I come up against the first game of the season. It was against Connors, like I said, and we lost 1-0 on the day. And I wouldn't say the goal was my fault, but I could have stopped it. But then, since then I learned so much just from that one game, and then I never really looked back after that. I matured as a person and on the field, and then I think that 6 months, just helped me loads just to do what I'm doing now as well. And then when I got back, I was in the 21s for the rest of the season. Then, I thought I was playing really well, doing well there, and then obviously went to pre-season then, and went away with the first team, proved myself, I'd done well, and then slowly I just kept working hard in training, and then I got my spot, and then haven't looked back since. But the jump between Welsh Prem and Champ is just like, with the Champ, any mistakes just get punished straight away. It's like the intensity is so much different, and like the competitive nature as well, just wanting to win, like doing everything to win, just the little stuff, just like the tactical side, just like last 10 minutes of the game management, like it's just like I think the big difference is just the punishing nature. Just like as soon as you make that mistake, it's getting punished straight away. Just the movement, the sharp movement, stuff like that. Because the Welsh Prem was a good standard, but the Champ, it's just another level.
I imagine it'd be obviously like, much better, because I've played against Welsh Prem teams, and obviously for me that's, playing against them, I find that hard. But for you, you're a level above that, so that's kind of not. You're obviously not going to think that that's an amazing level, because you're now playing a level so much higher. But I was just wondering, like, was there any players you played against in the Welsh Prem you were like, hang on a minute, looking back now, you should be playing a better standard? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot in the TNS team.
Is there?
Definitely that could play higher, but I think, not to be nothing against them, but I think because TNS is good money, and they win the league every year, they've just like set that level there, and they just don't really want to go higher. That's what I think. But there's definitely a lot of players that could 100% play in a higher division, because like I said, there's a couple of players in there with really good quality.
Right, best player you've come up against this season?
There's a couple. I'm gonna have to say Mitrovic.
Hey, I've got that. That's so mad. One of the other questions was hardest to play against, and I've got Mitrovic, because I saw you. I looked at the teams against Fulham, and obviously he played.
It's got to be Mitrovic, I think. Just to be fair, in the game, I thought I actually done well against him. But obviously he scored last minute as well. So like he was just so aggressive, like his movement, he just knew where to be at the right times and that. And like I said, I thought the balls to his feet is where his strength is, and I thought most of them I competed well against. I even nicked a couple as well.
Yeah.
He wasn't in the game until literally, when I mean the last minute, it was the last minute, a cross has just come in. I think it's coming straight on my head. I go to head it away, and he's just literally moved me out the way, and here we go. And yes, strong. When the ball's in the air, he has them little tactics, just like pushing against you, and then yeah, exactly. I learned so much from the game straight away. As soon as I got into the changing room, like my head was down a bit because, like, the goal was, I could have done something about it. I was blaming myself because obviously I'm going to be harsh. Yeah. So, but yeah, all the boys literally just come up to me straight away, just like, listen, you can't do anything about that, and you're just going to learn so much. And yeah, from that I did.
That's the beauty of it, really. Now, like, you've been put into the deep end, and like you're just absorbing everything in you. Do you know what I mean? Like, even mistakes, you're only going to learn from all these mistakes at the end of the day. Like,
exactly. That's basically what the first thing the gaffer always says to me after, if I make a little mistake, he's just like, listen, we don't care about them. It's just all about the development and that. You know you're young, you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to learn from them. So yeah, I just got to look at the positive side of everything.
Right, best players at Swansea, technically. Who's in training thinking like, wow, this kid's a joke?
Technically, well, one person you literally cannot get the ball off. I tell you now, if you go near is Wayne Routledge. No. Literally, I promise you, Wayne Routledge. As soon as he's got the ball at his feet,
yeah,
you literally just got to stand up, and there's no way you can get through it. His feet are too quick as well. That's the most technical.
I've got one in mind. I don't know whether you're going to say him, but I don't know whether I should say him first.
Most skillful, I'd say, would be Selena.
I was going to say Bertrand. Yeah, that was going to be what I was going to go for.
He pulls out the most tricks, but I'm going to say technical with his passing, his first touch, and that. I think it's drawn to two with George Bias or Matt Grimes.
Okay, yeah, no, I rate that. To be fair, they're both quality.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, what's Conor Gallagher like?
Oh, he does not stop running, that kid.
No way.
Engine, and yeah, obviously on the ball he's quality as well. I remember playing against him all the time when I was younger for Swans, like 18s and 21s. Yeah, he was always a standout player and a really good one as well.
Yeah. What about Rian?
Yeah, he's a good laugh, him as well.
Is it?
Yeah, good player as well. Obviously, his job is to score goals, and he does that. Now he's on could be on 5-6 goals now. So yeah, he's doing well. Just puts himself about.
It's a bag.
Yeah, he's good.
Who have you learned the most from in the Swans team?
Player or staff?
Player.
There's two really. One's in my position, and one just is always there to help me. Yeah. I'd say my position would be Joe Roden.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, and Wayne Routledge as well. Just because obviously Joe's obviously my position, centre for Welsh, and he's come through the same as me.
Yeah.
And he's always told me we've got a good relationship on and off the pitch now. Because I think it was the last 5 games we played together, and I think we hardly conceded any goals. We've got to learn each other's games, and
definitely
we just I was learning a lot from him, just the little stuff he was doing, because obviously he's had 2-3 seasons now in the champ, so he's sort of in the same cycle as me, just more experience and that. Because that's what I've learned a lot of. Just experience is so key. Just you pick up so much stuff, even if it's in training, along just different games. I learned so much just from that Fulham game, that last minute, and just little stuff he does is on and off the pitch as well, definitely. Because I've made a couple mistakes off the pitch, and I've learned now not to do them. And on the pitch now, just little stuff. And obviously Wayne Routledge is a big help off the pitch. He's always just talking to me, supporting me, just he's sort of like a father figure at Swansea for me, just always talking to me, helping me through stuff and that.
That's quality to see that obviously he's been there and done it for years, hasn't he? He's proven himself, year after year, I don't think every player in his situation, might not be as willing to give it information out like that. But obviously he seems like a guy who's, really taking you under his wing,
Yeah. He has everyone in the team. He is the father of the team. He's always just on everyone, making sure everyone's their best on the day. Making sure everyone's like on time, little stuff like that.
That's quality, man. That's quality. Oh, I saw as well, you played against Ben Rama, that plays for Brentford.
He's a very good player, tricky player. But I didn't really come up against him that many times because obviously he's out on the wing. But literally, like when the ball's at his feet, you don't know what's going to happen. Just his skills and that, just like he's so creative as well. Like just his movement so sharp. He's a top player in the champ. He's probably, for me, he'd probably be the second best player I've played against him. On his day, you could, like on his day, like the stuff he can do is, I'm sure you'll probably be in the Prem soon as well.
You think, yeah. I mean, yeah, if Brentford don't go up for whatever reason, I can't see, I can see some big clubs coming for him, You seem
definitely
real deal, didn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Right, I've got to ask, what was playing in the South Wales derby like?
Well, that was mad. Literally mad.
Crazy. That must have been like, you just probably, like that is, boy, obviously you're from Cardiff playing for Swansea, but like, what a game to play in. Like, how iconic, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Literally, because like, obviously, you always have to say like, take one game at a time, but literally, as I'm playing, like, I think it's probably 5 games till the Cardiff game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in the team play and I'm literally just thinking of myself, I've got to stay in the team just to play that game. Like that was my target. And then obviously when the team got selected and I was in it, I was just over the moon. Like literally the night before, I was just thinking about it, what it's going to be like. And as soon as we got to the stadium, I was like, I had to take a deep breath and like just take it all in, and then just keep calmness as well. Come out for the warm up and the atmosphere was just crazy, literally crazy. Obviously, we were warming up by the Swansea fans as well, and they were just pumping everyone up. Everyone was just so excited for the game, and obviously, because I played in the one in the Cardiff Stadium, obviously, so we already won the first one in Swansea, so we could have made history by winning the one in Cardiff for the first double ever. So that was all in our minds as well, but we couldn't get it. But yeah, it was unreal experience for me. I was never really a Cardiff supporter. I went to watch them a couple of times though, but I was never a Cardiff supporter for some reason. But yeah, just playing in that derby was unreal.
Yeah, because it's just mad, isn't it, the history behind that and how big it is for South Wales, like. And to say that you played in it, you didn't even lose in it. Like, I mean, come away with a point.
Exactly. We just can't lose this. We can't lose this.
Nah.
All my boys were down as well, watching in the Cardiff bit. Yeah, it was quality.
What's it like? Because obviously, as you said, a year ago, you weren't really playing in front of many fans, and now you're playing in front of like 15, 20,000 a week, like week in, week out. What's that like?
You realise literally, like, without fans, because obviously they're talking about doing this behind closed doors for the rest of the season now, if it does come back.
Yeah.
And you do realise, like, without the fans, it feels like, not pointless, you just don't feel as...
big, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like...
meaningful. I know what you mean.
Yeah, fans just, like, do everything for the game, how they're there every week cheering, even booing, just like, it just gets more of a... it's a
better atmosphere, obviously,
Yeah, it's just, I'm not sure how to describe it, but yeah, it's literally just like, it's so much better to play in front of fans. You feel like you're playing for more.
Yeah, it's more motivation, right?
Yeah, much more motivation, and you just want to do well for them. Obviously, your teammates as well, but like, yeah, the fans just make the game.
Can you like when you're playing and they're like cheering really loud or booing really loud? Can you like really hear it, or are you like blocking that out?
First 5 minutes, like, yeah, you can, and then as soon as that goes, you're just focused on the game. But obviously, you can hear them in the back of your mind, but you just like try to focus on the game. But yeah, it does really help when they're cheering and stuff. Yeah, it just gives you an extra boost.
That's mad. I was looking as well on you played for the 21s against Germany a couple of months ago, and I thought, was it Robin Hack scored 3 against you? Well, not you, but like.
Honestly, they were a joke.
Were they?
Yeah. When it was it 5-1 that day?
Yeah, he scored 3 and assisted 1. I think he played left mid.
Honestly, I didn't even know that was his name, to be honest.
They all look the same, probably, don't they?
I heard that team literally was it? I think it was the first 15, 20 minutes. Was it 15? Yeah, first 15, 20 minutes. We were doing okay, and then it was literally a 5-10 minute spell where they just banged 3 in straight away, all after each other, and then we were all just looking at each other like, "Nah, this is not." And then obviously they just controlled the game, because the week before we played Belgium as well and we beat them 1-0.
I remember that, yeah.
So we all went into this Germany game with a bit of confidence, thinking, yeah, come on now, let's have it. After the 15 minutes, we were just chasing shadows all game. They were a quality team.
That's mad, because obviously, remember when I went away with you guys in Croatia, and obviously with the 19s then, and like, what's the jump like, 19s, 21s?
What was it? Well, at 19s, we done pretty well. What was it? We qualified for the Euro qualifier. No, Euro Elites.
Yeah.
But we got booted off to that. But yeah, the quality's probably, like I said, I think every age group just gets more and more intense, and more competitive, and tactical. I think just the level of everything just goes up and up. Each age group you go up, like little movements and that. Obviously, experience comes into play with that. With like, people are learning more and more as they grow older, and that stuff, like just the movement and stuff, just much harder to mark, and you can't switch off at all. Just the intensity. Like, as soon as you switch off, then behind you, like the Germany game, literally, if you switched off at one moment, like I think they scored from like what was it? It was like a quick corner. We all just switched off. And that's the difference of top quality players. Literally, as soon as you switch off, they're alive and they're just punishing you. And I think as I've gone to 21s now, it's just the quality and like the movement and the intensity is just much higher.
Just got to be on it like 24/7, basically, haven't you?
Yeah, literally.
That trip was like 2 years ago. Yeah, just over 2 years ago now. And like, obviously Nico was in that team, wasn't he?
Yeah, quality.
Crazy what he's done, isn't it?
Yeah, crazy.
Because I really, like, looking back at that trip, like, there was a few standouts for me. Like, it was you, Nico, and Sean Spence. And there was a couple of you that I was like, these kids are quality. And Nico, man, it's mad, isn't it?
It's quality. Yeah, literally, to be playing for Liverpool, it's fair play to him. He's obviously been working hard on that. And his chance will probably come soon. Yeah, well, he's already taken his chance. He's played probably like 3-4 games with the first team now. And I think Klopp said something about him, like he can trust him as his second choice now. So obviously he must be doing something right at Liverpool. So hats off to him. But then Sean Spence, I haven't really heard much about him now. But
I think he's struggled with an injury, I think.
Yeah, he's been injured quite a lot. I went to watch because one of my boys was playing for Ipswich. I went to watch Cardiff v Ipswich, and he played there. Yeah, he looked all right, but obviously maybe injuries just slowed him down and that. Yeah,
it's different at Cardiff. I think it's always tougher to get through for some reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, seems like Swansea, have been producing players left, right, and centre, especially Welsh players for the last 5-6 years. Cardiff, if I look back, it's like since Ramsey, Gunter, and those sort of boys, like Declan Johnson, like, I don't know. It's just like, it doesn't seem like the conveyor belt works well over there. But that's just my opinion. But
well, I think about when I was at under 17s level of Swansea, I was looking up to the first team. Obviously, that's when we were in the Prem. I'm thinking like, there's no pathway to the first team here. Like, you weren't seeing any players get to the first team. But then I think it was when I was under 19s, that's when Joe Rogan got into the first team. And then after that, it just felt like the structure of the academy and the first team, like, it was focusing on young players getting through. And now looking at the pathway to the first team, and it's like the gaffer's literally been working with young players all his life, so he knows how to like cope. So it's a big thing for Swansea now with the youngsters going through.
Definitely, man. I think it's so important, and it like kind of just connects the fans as well. Like, the fans love seeing homegrown talent, don't they? Like, there's nothing more satisfying, I don't think, for fans. So like, I think Swansea have really succeeded in that, of late. Like, but To be fair, Cardiff, that young kid coming,
Yeah,
is it Mazemba? I'm not too sure how to say his second name. Only 16, I think, but he's on the bench for the first team for Cardiff. Yeah, I
yeah. I
can't be.
think there's a few. I think there's a few coming through now. I've just been. I spoke to a couple of boys there and they said, yeah, there's a couple coming through now. But
Yeah,
I think another thing is like there's so many technical players when you're younger, and like you'd think like they're definitely making it and that, and you look at them like, yeah, you're going to the top and that. But
yeah,
I think it comes down to like just hard work and like doing right off the pitch as well. I know a couple of people like when I was younger, I thought there's not a chance they're not making it. Like they're that good, and then there's some you think, oh, then they're not the best, but like because their mentality and how hard they're working, they're making it, and then like vice versa for the others, they're so good, they just like lay off for a bit, and then people are just overtaking them straight away.
yeah, you're so right. I've seen so many players and played with so many players over the years. You think, yeah, this kid, there's no, as you said, there's no way he ain't making it. But people develop in different stages. Do you know what I mean? Like someone like you, I think you've always had like the stature and the physicality. That's not really been an issue. It was just like make him into the best technical player you can, and you basically got a full package centre half. Do you know what I mean? Where
Yeah,
like
I get you.
some of these smaller like technical players who have just been technical from day one, physically
Yeah,
they might not really be able to compete. And I think that's
yeah,
where sometimes, unless they're exceptionally talented to the point where it doesn't even matter how physical they are. It's like, do you know what I'm saying? It's a bit tough in that sense, like.
because that's where Alan Tate's helped me loads because he's been working with me since under 18s now. He's just been working like a lot of the centre backs, but yeah, a lot of the centre backs my age.
Yeah.
We've all worked with Alan Tate so much, and he just one-on-one sessions and stuff like that. And obviously he's in the team now as well, coaching stuff. So he's just every day after train, well, most days after training, he's like either I'm asking him to stay out or he's asking me to do a few things. So like it works well, and he just keeps me on my toes, like making me a better player every day. So I think it's important to have someone like that.
What would you say? Well, I mean, I'd like to think it'd be the Cardiff Swansea game, but is that the biggest game you've played in terms of like how much it meant to you? Like, yeah,
100%. It was the first game I had a lot of eyes on me because I was obviously like I played about probably about 6-7 games in the champ then, and obviously a few people started talking like saying, oh, he's doing well in that, and then obviously coming to Cardiff and then playing, a lot of people are like, oh, here we go, it's the first time we can see him in that. It was a bit of added pressure, but it was a bit of added pressure, and I thought I thrived on it a bit. I thrived on it well, and it was 100% my biggest game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, you come up with a good one, but you actually played really well. As I said, I watched you in the Middlesbrough game, and you didn't look at the face one day. Like I think was Ruby Gestede playing that game, or was he on the bench? I'm sure
he come on last like 5 minutes.
You're thinking like you just didn't look out of place one bit, and you're like a 19-year-old boy really playing it like men's football. You just look effortless, really. You just gliding, just keeping it simple, and that's all you really need. That's what you're there to do. Like, do you know what I mean? As a centre half, anyway.
Yeah, that's what Alan Tate's really just drilled into me. It's just like, obviously, your job is to be a defender, and like you just need to do everything correctly whilst you're defending. But then when you're on the ball, just find the simplest, the safest, furthest pass. That's what he always says to me, the safest, furthest. So that if that's in midfield and the safest pass, or maybe a channel ball, if it's the safest one, do it, and it's the furthest. Because obviously, just give the ball to the better players who. That's what their jobs are. The midfielders, just whatever they do. So it's just keeping it simple.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. Like, and every time you passed the ball, it was like nothing didn't come off. Do you know what I mean? It was just you chose the right option every time, and people, as you said, all these people are watching you and stuff. They can realise that you're ticking boxes. Like, you know what I mean, in terms of like the full package centre half, and being 19 with, like you said, just over 13 appearances in the champ, it's like you've got a lot behind you, haven't you, at a young age, in that sense.
Yeah, literally just from 13 games, it's like it's unreal how much you actually learn. Like you don't actually understand. Like And I'm just thinking after about 50 games, like how much better of a player I will be. Obviously, just because you just pick up on just small little detail stuff each game, and it just adds to your game.
You don't think you can learn more, but you just keep learning more. Yeah.
It's and obviously being young as well, you're just taking everything in, and obviously as you're just getting older, you're just getting more experience and knowing the game better.
What's the goals then? What's the ambitions? 5 years from now, 5 years from now, you'll be 25.
Well, 100% want to be playing Prem by then.
Yeah.
I'd be. Wait, what's it now? Hopefully, doing well with Wales in the Euros.
I'm gonna say that was on my list. Yeah.
Because obviously it was a little bit of hope for me to get into this year's one now, but obviously it's been postponed to next year. So that's 100% a goal for me to work hard. For me to work hard this season, and the rest of the season and next season, just that's going to be my goal for end of next season, just to get into that Wales Euro squad, hopefully, because there's a couple of young ones in there as well. But yeah, I've just got to get my place in there.
Yeah, keep your place at Swansea. And Ryan Giggs can't really ask for much more, can he? If you're you're obviously doing the business there, then there's no way that you can overlook, a 19-year-old boy who's playing championship football every, week in, week out. Like, I mean,
exactly. Yeah, I just got to concentrate every day, just working hard like I've been doing, not taking anything for granted, obviously, because you just literally got to take every day as it comes and just keep working hard, getting better every day, and hopefully,
that's obviously they're saying Euros next year and then World Cup the year after. So imagine if you could get into back-to-back championships, like that'd be mad, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it literally would be crazy if I got into that, because literally the start of this season, I would never have thought my goals would be to get into the Euros this year. I just thought it'd be build-up year, just playing for 21s, training with the first team, but it's mad how things change so quickly. Just a couple games when I've taken my chance, and it's just turned into this.
It's like you've trained all your life basically for one game, like that debut, and you've taken it, and it's just like a coin. Like, do you know what I mean? Think of how many players have had the opportunity, that one game, go and do what you can, and they don't come out with the goods, like, and it could end up going the wrong way for them. Like, you've obviously, you've done the business, like.
Yeah, like after the final whistle went, it was a big relief, to be fair. Just like, obviously my first game, I've got a clean sheet, and I've played well. It was just like all the sacrifices I've ever done has come to that game, and like, well, it don't all depend on that game, but it's a big it's a big help if I do well, and obviously I did well, and just from there I haven't looked back, and I've just kept getting better.
When they talked about like when you're going to go back to like actual training, so I know Germany are back into it. I know we're different over here in the UK, like, but any news about that, or?
Well, I think the date they're hoping for. I think it was the 14th of May for back training.
Okay, yeah.
And then I think they said the best date. Well, if everything goes to plan, then the best day to start the champ was something like the 4th of June, I think, something like that. So we'll see how the things go. Hopefully everything does go well, and then get back to normal.
It's just unprecedented times. Like, I don't think any footballer or any human on the planet has ever been involved in, like, do you know what I mean, like a pandemic like this. That's mad.
Yeah, you could never write something like this. Just no one was expecting something like this. So we just got to.
I think it's crazy how like you really take football for like everyone, like, in the community I live in, and the circle that you guys all live in, football and everything to us, isn't it? And like for it to just be gone, isn't it like crazy how much we actually depend on it, like week in, week out? Do you know what I mean? Especially for like pros like you, even more so, but even fans.
Yeah, 100%. It's just something to look forward to every week. Just like that Saturday match day is just like basically what we live for. Just that adrenaline, go into the game, just makes you just feel happy with the ball at your feet. That's how it is. Just like when the ball's at your feet, it's just happy. You don't think about anything else. Everything's just like you 100% do take it for granted, and I can't wait for it to come back now.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for coming on, really, being my first guest.
Yeah, that's all right.
I hope whoever's listening, you know, have taken something from it, like, even no matter what age you are, just whether you're a football fan or not, like, it's good to, you know, get real, just to have like a normal conversation with someone that, like, people obviously look up to, especially like Swansea, you know, Swansea fans and stuff. They can obviously really, you know, see you as a role model, being like, yeah, I just think, you know, it's been good now.
Yeah, it's been good. Cheers for having me.
No worries, man. Hopefully you can make your second appearance in a few months' time, maybe.
Hopefully.
Might be in the playoffs then. Might be at Wembley.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be class, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd be unreal if it's at Wembley. Hopefully we do get playoffs now. I have a feeling we could. We're only 2 points from 6th now, and the games don't seem like the games I think we could win every one. Like, looking at our squad, I think we have a really good squad. So hopefully, yeah.
That'd be class. Have you played against Leeds this season? Just random?
Nah, I went up there, but I was 19th man, so I was just in the stand. But yeah, that was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, they look really good this season, to be fair. But anyway, I'll let you go. Let you go on with your day up to sand dunes. I appreciate that, mate.
In a bit.
Catch you in a bit, mate. See you.